Happy Monday. Welcome to SJU. I have a murderer's row with me today. I've got me a Joe Starr. Hello, Joe Starr.
Hello, I'm stabbing.
Hello. Because murder. I've got me a Spencer GIlbert.
It's murder. I'm Ja Ruling.
You're Ja Ruling.
Murder.
I have got me an hello, Eric. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I've got the decapitated head of Animal from the Muppets in Boba Fett's helmet.
We are dire and sad, but first we're going to get into something I really, really love. I'm so excited to talk about this. You guys know how much I love my broccoli. So segment number one, Hamilton is the biggest summer 2020 streaming win. Even though like Netflix is reigning overall, and this is via Variety, or as Joe would say, Viva Variety. So a research film company, Seven Park, has measured the number of unique visitors, and that's really important. Unique visitors who turn into streaming titles on a daily basis, and how long those users spend with title via audio content recognition. I know, I just said a lot of words. So you know how sometimes you're going through your Twitter feed, your Netflix feed, your other feeds, and they will just like start playing things, and you're like, I didn't tell you to play these things. But then you click on it and you can hear it, and you're like, yeah, man, I told you to play this thing, and I'm really happy you did. Luckily, unlike in the Wild West of 2 years ago, they are actually counting when you are paying attention to those things and not just kind of scrolling through and watching them mouthlessly, which is really, really nice. So when they measure this, and they are measuring it on a census-based panel in the range of 15,000 to 25,000 in U.S. households. Sorry guys, we're narcissists. It's all US. I apologize. And these are people watching via connected TV, so like smart TVs, anything that connects a device to the internet, Roku, all of those things.
Pretty much everything but phones.
Everything but phones, which I watch a lot of stuff on phones, but they'll get there. So here comes that sexy broccoli, but I'm gonna put some cheese on it. I like that cheese. That sounds gross. Sorry. Okay, so the numbers. So Hamilton came in at number one. 37% of people polled having watched it, and 8.7% of them like total time watched. It's actually really huge. Like, so a huge amount of people in the last month watched Hamilton when it came out compared to all of the other shows that were already out. Compared to the stuff that you know, the stuff that you love, everyone was like, I want to be in the room where it happens. And it turns out these days the room where it happens is all of our bedrooms. Because everything is sad. So during the release weekend of Hamilton, the Disney Plus app was downloaded at a rate 74% higher than the average of the 4 weekends in June 2020 over comparable time periods. So like, weekend, Friday through Saturday, that's what we call weekends now. And that is according to Apptopia data. So people were literally like, I need to see that Hamilton. Give me that ham. Like people they wanted to have the experience of their history teacher rapping history at them. And so they downloaded the app and they watched it, and they watched it more than other people on other streaming services in the streaming wars. And so worldwide, not just the US, app downloads were oh man, that's a big number. 46.6 higher this past weekend than the average of the 4 prior Saturday through Sunday totals. Doesn't include like Japan or India, but that's actually like really huge. That's a huge number, you guys. God, I really love numbers. So here are the big takeaways. I know I get horned up for numbers.
Really are.
That's a segment. Danielle is horned up for numbers.
Danielle is horned up for numbers. Look,
I feel like we need to have like some sexy sax playing.
Look, Beyonce is my birthday person, and she gets horned up over surfboards and watermelon. I get horned up over numbers.
I get it. I'm also saying, if you ever need a plan B, Danielle, Danielle ASMR's charts will.
I can't. There's already a Dan on charts. I can't take that away. But here is something I can take away, is that Hamilton really, like, it's an event release. It's a huge, huge deal. Hamilton is not only, so this is for those of you, I feel like most of us know this. Obviously, Hamilton is huge for any of these companies, right? It's an event release. It's a Super Bowl for nerds. It was part of this like weird cultural zeitgeist where people actually pretended they cared about musical theater. They didn't. But they really liked that cute man and his ponytail, talking about the presidents. Ribbity rip, 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 rap, 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 teens. But they really liked it. And so, it was part of the cultural zeitgeist for like 5 years. Everyone was talking about Hamilton, but Hamilton was like a thing that most people had not watched. You couldn't watch it anywhere. But everyone was talking about it. People were talking about the book. Oh man. So when musical theater douchebags like me say
the script, yeah.
Well, no. The book is aside from the script, it's also like, oh well, you know this, like obviously, but it's also like the musical numbers, whatever. People were really into this, and they had not been able to see this. So this is a huge event for Disney Plus. So even with the rise of Hamilton on Disney Plus, which again, huge event, it's actually doing really good in brand dominance. Like, Disney Plus remained in the shadow, obviously, of like, as a VOD leader, Netflix. Netflix is Netflix. In July 7 mark, measured households spend an average of 510 minutes on Netflix. Which is twice the amount, that's a lot, spent on Disney Plus. Oh man, that's really huge. But Hamilton wound up droving downloads 74%, guys. I can't tell you, like, it's really a huge amount. So we've been talking about how, Disney, might have been kept slipping in these streets. But looking at Hamilton, I mean, it seems like, yes, they need to hold on to big things to do well. Hamilton is one of these big things. Marvel still has all these series that aren't filming right now that everyone is counting on, like WandaVision and everything that we're trying to do. You guys. Okay, first of all, hey nerds! How do you guys, do you feel like the Hamilton success is what you expected, or did it surprise you?
Well, it because we talked last week a little bit about how, obviously Netflix, YouTubers did leaps and bounds over Disney Plus in terms of subscriber base and, all that good stuff. But I think this speaks to the same strategy Disney has for theatrical release, where it's, here come your events. And I'm interested to see how that ball gets really rolling once they're able to start really regularly cranking out stuff like The Mandalorian and the Marvel series, and stuff like that. And to see if that sort of like, we are the 3 movies that you're going to go see a year in theater, because we have Marvel, we have Star Wars, we have Hamilton, whatever Lin-Manuel Miranda musical project they'll create next or whatever. Lin-Manuel Miranda presents the Hall of Presidents, whatever. I am really interested to see like how that translates to the streaming wars once they're really able to crank back into production, because like Netflix has the bulk, but I don't see, I loved Unsolved Mysteries and I very much love Floor is Lava, but I don't see a bulk of shows like that holding against like Falcon and the Winter Soldier or WandaVision or any of these Marvel shows.
Yeah, I felt like Hamilton is just one of those things. Like, I guess what really said something to me was my dad, who I love my dad, but he's an old dude and he doesn't care about Marvel shows. He doesn't care about The Mandalorian. But he said to me, "Oh yeah, we're going to get Disney Plus to see Hamilton."
Yep.
And it was like, that's the thing, is like getting like another group of people to get Disney Plus, to make, and that's how Disney manages to keep leveling up, is having these events. And it'll happen again with Falcon and Winter Soldier, because people will be like, "Oh, I don't have Disney Plus yet, but I can't miss the next part of the MCU."
Exactly. Yeah, they only need to have enough amazing things for you to watch to not unsubscribe. I think watch time is kind of a misnomer. Like, as impressive as it is that, was it 500 something minutes, 510 minutes on Netflix? Damn, that's a lot of Netflix. So yeah, you're probably not going to cancel your Netflix subscription if you're on it for hours a day. But if Disney Plus can give you one amazing hour a month, you're probably not canceling. People pay $100 to watch Logan Paul fight another YouTuber for 10 seconds.
I guess. Look, every YouTuber that you loved 5 years ago is either fighting other YouTubers or on OnlyFans. Get on it. Sorry.
There you go. So yeah.
Eventually, Screen Junkies OnlyFans. It's fine.
We're getting there.
Box.
Spencer, I think the interesting thing about that watch time you bring up, though, is the fact that like the watch time on Hamilton is so much higher than like entire series. So people were spending more time just watching Hamilton over and over again than they watched The Office. So like that,
which is incredible because I made it 7 minutes into Hamilton.
Look,
but
Spencer, you're not the audience.
And then mentioning both my parents who are long divorced and very different people, but my mom watched Hamilton like 3 times the week it came out. You know, it's she kept watching over and over again.
Spencer, are you a theater nerd?
This was yes,
like a musical theater nerd.
Yes. I love Sondheim. Okay. I love In the Heights. I even love In the Heights. I think In the Heights is fantastic, and I can't wait for it. So I even like, and you know I love rap. So it's like all the ingredients were there for me to like Hamilton, and it's just he posted cringe. People, Lin-Manuel has posted cringe. I know he's gotten a Tony for it or a Pulitzer or whatever he's won.
He has everything. He's gonna EGOT like real soon.
So, you needed some more like Southern Georgia ATL like Dungeon Family style hip hop.
Well, I wasn't expecting it to be like drill music. I wasn't expecting it to be like Bobby Shmurda presents, Alexander Hamilton. It was just, it really took me back to such an embarrassing spoken word poetry time in hip hop
I love
music.
Fruity Poopers in a major way.
Yeah,
I do love Fruity Poopers.
It was like
in a major way.
Like for history class today, Slick Rick is going to rap the presidents to you, and it's good, but it's embarrassing.
Alexander Hamilton was born in the Caribbean.
La-di-da-di.
That's a
John Adams likes a party.
Literally just me.
Master P writes his name on the board, sits down in a chair backwards, and he's like, a lot of the founding fathers made him say,
They did. It's true. They all made it.
The following.
Dun, 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 dun,
well,
the
thing that I've been thinking about is, because we keep wondering, like, how do you determine a success on a streaming service? Like, we were talking about that last week with Netflix. Like, how do you determine a hit on Netflix? And something I was thinking about and rambling at Ryan about before I had coffee, so this might be completely wrong and nonsensical. But is it the cost of a subscriber? Is it membership acquisition? Is that like the true measure of a hit? Because you were talking about that 74%, the opening weekend that Hamilton dropped. It was about 1.2 million downloads of the app globally.
That's big. And hey, I mean, look. If you're other places, people are very quick to be like, look, as soon as I do the trial membership for this, I'm going to go ahead and unsubscribe in my thingies. Disney Plus is one of those ones where like, you're probably just going to keep that rolling. And that's what they expect. Like, they're like, hey, if we get you, some of you are going to automatically say, oh yeah, no, I'm done with this as soon as I watch this thing I like. And so, I want it to automatically unenroll me next month. But I
think they gave away their trial in June too. I think they got rid of the 7-day free trial right before Hamilton came out, if I'm correct, which I believe I am.
So which was a pretty good time to hopefully keep people on.
Yeah, like how much? I mean, look, it's how much is Hamilton to go see it in New York? It's a huge thing. It's
it's like $1,000 a pop, or it was during the height of it. But I remember, I just looked this up again, that Disney paid $75 million for Hamilton, which is a lot. But if they brought in 1.2 million subscribers, that's a month. They made their money back in a month.
Yeah. It was about $62.50 each. Was kind of the acquisition. If it's just purely like cost of Hamilton versus like how many subscribers that opening weekend.
And then that's also like what? Like that is also, you're not just, obviously you're getting the Hamilton, which everyone loves, look, my history teachers were so bereft of stuff. Yeah, no, but like everyone like, you have
everyone wants to check it out.
Well, no, you have a sub. You have a subscription. Like you have to Romeo and Juliet. We get to see that version. Like all of like Titanic. Now that will also be in schools. So moving then on, when we talk about these huge event properties that Disney has, which does set them aside from other things, which was a huge part of the reason why people signed on. If they had done the same thing with Hamilton that they're going to try to do with Mulan, where they're charging extra for it on top of that Plus subscription, do you think it would have had the same amount of numbers? Do you think it would have been as big? Or how do you think that might have changed the response?
I think it would have still been really big. I mean, maybe not as many, but I don't know if, would my dad have said, yeah, I'll pay $37, it's the 30 plus the subscription for a month. Yeah. Maybe that's a little too much, but I think it would have. I mean, I have a feeling once they did the Mulan thing that they were like kicking themselves they didn't try it with Hamilton. But of course, everything's changing. So
that would have been a great idea in hearing it out loud, because as you're saying, like, people think of paying extra on top to go see something at the theater. It already is an event that you're used to plunking down a lot of cash for. So you would look at $37 as a steal to get good seats
versus
to Hamilton.
A trip to New York. Having to plot out the assassination of someone's political rival in exchange for a ticket, because that's the only way you're going to get one. I mean, that's a bargain.
And you can just watch it now with all of your family while you clean your house, like my mom does. So we're going to pause for just a second for a call to action. So thank you all so much for being here with us every day. We really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. You guys subscribe. You check out our videos every day. Thank you for doing that. If you are not, get into it. It's really chill. And hit that like and hit that bell for us. Ryan, hello. What does the chat talk about?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll find out. I don't know right now.
Oh, no. We'll talk about it later, because I could literally talk about segment 2 for frickin' hours. Segment 2. Tyler Perry's studio has filmed 22 episodes of a show in 10 days. This is via Deadline. Season 2 of Tyler Perry's BET series, The Oval. 2 days ahead of schedule. Shut up. The shooting on the White House soap started on August 4th. The show has stayed in previous continuous production since, with a scheduled 1-day break midday. That can't be legal.
This can't be legal. Yeah. Where's the union? Are they just not allowed in the bubble?
I don't know what's happening. I'm completing a total of 22 episodes. Holy crap. Okay, so first of all, you guys know there are two things.
2-minute episodes.
There are 2 things I pop hard for. Making fun of Tyler Perry and everything he does. And B, praising Tyler Perry Studios, because it's actually a really cool endeavor. And that's
a woman of many complexities, Danielle.
I'm very complex. And praising the fact that he does have a studio that is huge and that has a bunch of houses that you can live in. So it is perfect for quarantine because of.
And wasn't he using his private jet to get the cast there? It was all Tyler's world.
That's my thing. His studio setup is perfect for core. I know that he brags a lot that he does shows in lesser time than other people do. Joe Starr, has that ever made a show good or worse?
It's definitely probably never made anything better, unless he's trying to win a 48-hour film festival competition at a local college. In that case, God bless you, Tyler Perry. I've got to assume that maybe they just scripted around the things that the actors would be doing off camera. There's a lot of scenes of just them brushing their teeth before they go to bed, or eating breakfast, or downtime.
A lot of long, lingering looks. No,
yeah,
that's
so
really because that's heated and romantic and chemistry. And Tyler doesn't know anything about chemistry. Sorry. Spenny.
Yeah.
Where do you think they hide their mics? Are they in their wigs, or are they still somewhere on their body?
I think that they probably just built that Oval Office set is probably half microphone, so they never have to break anything down. They can just keep it lit and just continuously shoot. It's possible if they always use the first take to do 22 episodes in 10 days.
Yeah. Which, if you've seen some of the things on Netflix, that is possible. I have a couch off screen that you don't see. There could be someone sleeping there just ready to come be a back Danielle at any time. Eric, how excited are you to see the second season of The Oval?
I don't know if I'm going to catch it. I'm so behind on my shows. I fell behind on Oval season 1, and all my favorite characters. It's incredible. Like, all his shows are sort of famous for this, how much they pump out episodes. I was just looking up, and House of Pain has like over 250 episodes. This guy is a machine, and it's certainly impressive. At the same time, you get stuff like, that Netflix. I still haven't watched A Fall from Grace. That was that movie that became very memeified because it was so, like you said, the first take thing. It's like, this is we got it. He said the words. We can move on, So I think that's all you're going to get. And then I think then you do it under like the pandemic situation where it's like they're extra trying to get through everything. So maybe where it's going to be even more gold. Maybe I do have to watch Oval season 2, guys.
Mostly you have to watch Acrimony. If you're going to watch something, you have to watch Acrimony. God,
right.
He's really perfected the soaps approach, right? Because soaps got a crank. Like,
because they're doing 5 a week.
But they also have other writers, and not just him saying like, well, and he did, famously I think it was like a few years ago, he said, the reason I don't work with writers who aren't me is because they want too much stuff. They're too demanding. One of the things that he cited was, they want to be paid for additional drafts. Things that he said that writers should not do. So with Tyler Perry, one draft by the man itself.
Look, it is, when I started school and I moved out west, I had these big lofty dreams of, doing smash hits and franchises and stuff. But I tell you what, if my job was create one draft stuff for Tyler Perry and just whatever that first pass is what Tyler Perry makes, like, that's a great job. Like,
he wouldn't hire you. He does all of his own first passes, though. I wish he would. I want him. Look, Tyler Perry, hire Joe. Do it freelance. Hire Joe.
What if we had to announce Joe's leaving to write for Tyler Perry?
Then my work here will have been done, Eric. We do have some comments.
Yeah, two things real quick, Danielle. I wanted to say, like, to put that in perspective, I don't even think we kept up that pace for SJ Plus shoots. Like, I'm trying to think back, and at most we would shoot 4 or 5 episodes of 10 to 20 minute panel stuff, where you just kind of do the episode and get coverage. Like, it's not like it's super scripted, and that's what we were putting out.
Yeah, definitely not high quality.
I heard our production assisting was top notch. I heard it was some of the best in the biz.
I heard he was really good.
Great craft tables.
He brought.
I do. Okay, so for the first segment, thank you, Ryan. We do have some comments. Al, I'm sorry if I butchered this. Al Moshish 210 says, for a company that's obsessed with money, they missed the boat on an amazing money move with Hamilton. I'm assuming it's like Netflix. We all know that they throw money at things. From @K Walton, you make fun, but that is why this man is super, super rich. He makes soapy stuff and it gets eyeballs. That could be either Lin-Manuel or that could be Tyler Perry.
I think that's probably Tyler.
It's probably
okay, yeah.
No, I'm not making fun. Look, religiously, before he started doing stuff on TV, every holiday, my family would make me sit down with bootleg copies of his plays, where they would be like, hey, Danielle, you'd like this. The white girl is singing now. Marcus Y says, will there be a clip show episode?
Oh, for the Oval? That's smart.
That's a great way to save time. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know, but it takes too much time to edit.
A lot of
just them walking up like the side of a building and then landing in a bank vault.
A lot of Family Guy style cut to things, but instead of jokes, it's just literally them being like the time you argued with me at dinner, and then they show the exact scene they argued at dinner. Like,
right. So we're gonna do something really special, which I'm very excited about. So you guys who are usually shy in the chat, I know that sometimes you can be shy and you don't want to do the thing, guys. We're going to do a live chat AMA on this episode. I'm really excited. So please AMA, please ask us anything. While you are doing that, I'm going to bring back one of my favorite segments that Joe was doing, and I hope I get this right, while you guys are putting on some questions in the chat so you can ask us anything. Hey, Joe, what you watching?
Oh, hey! I'm glad you asked, Danielle. What am I watching? I watched the first episode. Well, I've been cranking through Korra, which I had never seen, which I'm really enjoying, and I don't understand how there was never a Pro Bender video game, because it's Spencer. I know you hate Quidditch. The pro bending leagues in Korra are actually cool and fun, and
there was a poorly made bad Korra game that I think did feature some pro bending. Yeah, I saw my roommate playing it.
Oh man, no, yeah, they should have.
Just a blanket of cold water.
Those tie-in games are tricky.
Yeah, they could have done something really cool. Anyway, but we watched Lovecraft Country last night, the first episode, and holy shit, it's great. Everyone should watch it. That is my review. It's so good. It jumps back and forth between tones so well. Like, they build up all of this like tension with just like Hitchcock level class, and then they'll take a sharp left turn into just like Sam Raimi, just like blood shock and Evil Dead style gore. And then get right back to the tension. It's so good. Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's one that is on my list. And also, according to my Twitter, also a thing where you guys learned more about Black history.
Wait, HBO science fiction horror is here to teach us about Black history more than our actual history classes did. So.
Yeah, it's real.
We're our president, according to
right.
Eric, what are you watching right now?
I will also endorse Lovecraft Country. I've actually seen the first few episodes. It's awesome. Joe said it. It kind of has everything in the best way. So watch that. Keep watching it. And then two other shows I wanted to mention that I'm really into right now. Central Park, which just wrapped up on Apple Plus, which was my first time watching stuff on Apple Plus because I got the free year with buying something, is really good. If you like musical theater and comedy, it's a really fun show. It actually got a bunch of cast members from Hamilton and Frozen. And the songs are really good. Like, oh, this could actually be in a Broadway show. They got really good people to write them. Fiona Apple wrote one. I think Amy Mann, like all these great, impressive people. And then a show that Netflix kind of dumped this past weekend. And I never can understand what Netflix decides to really promote versus, we'll just throw it out there, was Teenage Bounty Hunters. And it's funny, they also embargoed reviews till the day of debut. So I'm like, oh, it must be a piece of crap. And then I watch, I go, is it just me or is this really good? And then I saw the actual reviews are really good too. So I don't know if Netflix thought they had something bad, but they didn't. But Teenage Bounty Hunters, really fun show. Very comedic, tongue-in-cheek, about these two sort of Christian high school girls who inadvertently become bounty hunters, and Kadeem Hardison plays their bounty hunter mentor. And it's a really fun show. You should check it out.
Kadeem Hardison. I wish I had sunglasses. Spenny, before we get into the AMA, what you watching right now?
A bunch of random stuff. I started watching Perry Mason that I'm absolutely loving. That show is real good. We should all be following along. And then, I just watched a really cool documentary on Netflix called Shirkers. 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 And it's about this, these teenage girls in Singapore who made like one of the most crazy experimental fun films of the, I think, late 80s, early 90s. And their mentor literally stole the footage from them. Like he stole it. Like he took the reels and locked it up in his weird basement. And it's about her growing up and with her friends tracking down the source and trying to recover this lost film they made. And I'm not spoiling anything by saying that they found it, because the whole documentary is made of a composite of the shots that they managed to recover from it, and like to camera interviews and just like really cool experimental collage stuff. And it's like, wow, this is a lost gem of its time. And I wish it played out differently, but it's also really cool that we got this documentary out of it.
Oh my God. Okay. That's really cool. All right. So we've gotten in some Ask Us Anything questions. Woohoo. At John Potts asks, will New Mutants ever make it to the screen? And will we ever see Joe's set visit doc?
Next week.
You know what? I'm gonna come. I'm starting to feel bad about the set visit hype, because it's like 10 photos
Set visits are not interesting, as you guys
Nope,
say.
keep piping it up, guys. We need the one.
Yes!
guys-
That's amazing. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
The set visit has everything. Footage that I shot on my own phone because Defy Media wouldn't give me a camera or a camera op. Oh god, it's phenomenal. You guys can't wait for it.
Guys, I got the junket invite for the New Mutants this week. Virtual
boy.
junket.
Right.
So I think this
Stay
sucker's actually
involved.
happening. We can't go see it in Los Angeles, nor would I feel safe to go see it, but it is opening.
I think
In
it's
some
going to open.
theaters.
It's just getting tossed out to the zombie hordes. It's the distraction so that the survivors can run that way while the horde chases New Mutants that way. This poor movie.
Spencer, what's the thing you're most anticipating about?
Most anticipated about New Mutants. Oh, I'm really anticipating the New Mutants Where Are They Now video that you can release concurrently with the film. Just you can see like their whole chapters of their lives will have unfolded since they filmed this thing. And I'm looking forward to you at the junket, Eric, like struggling to recognize and to tell which character is which because they've aged out of their roles.
When I was a young
love
man.
New Mutants. Yeah. All right. Next question from Sean Smith. Ooh, have you ever watched a bad movie and decided to watch it to the end and the end wound up saving it? Where it's like you were watching something and you're like, and then you got to the end and you were like,
God, I almost think I always think of Ghost Ship as an amazing opening man movie. If you've never seen Ghost Ship, guys, watch that opening sequence.
Okay.
And after that, you can kind of skip out on Ghost Ship.
I'm gonna go with, and I admitted I didn't see your all's review, so I don't know where you guys came down on it, but I thought the beginning and the end of American Pickle was great, and then the middle really needed someone to step in and be like, "Hey, you started writing a different movie that doesn't."
Well, you can watch Spencer and I's review of American Pickle.
Yeah, and me and everyone watching should. We should back up last week. But yeah, so that was my most recent, where I was like, they bring it home, but it's like, it reminded me of, when Will Ferrell was like, and the story is that the original Anchorman was supposed to be the plane crash with the monkeys and the ninja stars. And it's like, I'm glad someone was like, let's focus and tell your story about Anchorman. And I wish American Pickle had someone to be like, focus.
ooh,
Actually, I did think of a recent-ish one. There's a movie called Summer of '84. It's a horror movie on Shudder. And I didn't love the movie. It's kind of trying to be like Stranger Things for slasher movies with like kids in '84, and they think that there might be a killer living nearby. The movie's okay, but then there was something about the ending that they go, ooh, that was a little risky. That was interesting.
That's good. Spenny?
Yeah, I think Close Encounters of the Third Kind to me is a film that it's a slow build to the ending. Not a torturously slow build, but the movie goes from, this is enjoyable, I'm curious where this goes, to like, wow, what a beautiful motion picture, just because of probably the last 15 minutes.
Oh gosh. I think mine is actually, is Anchorman. I did not, I was like not soups into Anchorman, when I first saw it, and I got that everyone was really into it. And then, there's only like one movie I've ever wanted to like leave the theater and like pretend I've never seen. So I hung out for Anchorman and then I watched it on video. And yeah, like the ending of that made it where it's like, okay, this is like really good and well thought out and like not completely crappy and just like a bunch of old dudes saying their catchphrases, which is kind of what I thought of it when I first saw it. Sorry, guys.
A couple people in chat brought up Rogue One as just a movie too.
Yeah.
That saves
Oh my god!
I'm into the whole movie, but I do think the final act, I wouldn't say it's like the ending, but it's like it's the final act of that movie. It's
really like every heist movie is that way. It's like, this is interesting. Oh, the heist is what makes it.
The heist is here. Yeah, I mean, Rogue One almost has an emotional cheat. Like Rogue One is like putting the first 10 minutes of Up at the end of a Star Wars movie and being like, and just like sobbing.
Well, no, but you get to see Don Cheadle do all of those accents. All right, so one last one. Let me see what we have because I want to. Ooh, okay. There's a couple of really good ones.
Maybe Bradley's.
I think I'm going to do Bradley's because a couple of like me specific I can answer.
Say the full name.
Bradley Pooper. MFer. Bradley Pooper says,
Yay.
If you had a ticket to a special studio VIP safe advanced screening of any upcoming movie, which would you choose?
Dune.
Eric, let's start with you.
No,
Ooh.
Dune. Sorry, Dune.
No, go.
The answer's Dune. The answer is Dune. It's the only answer. Come on, people. It's Dune.
How do you want to see it? Like IMAX, like 3D? Like what do you want to see?
Yeah, IMAX, 5D. Actually, no, don't do that stuff where like the chair's shaking and they're
No, I want an
sand
usher
in your
to
eyeballs.
spit on you in the face while you are like, oh, it's the air, it's the spray. It's the...
Yeah, they take all the moisture out of the theater, so you're in the desert. No, Dune's definitely my most anticipated. I mean, it's going to flop, so I'm gonna have to see it before it leaves theaters. But man, that's going to be. I've already decided that's my favorite movie of 2020, and it's not even coming out this year. You know, it's going to get pushed.
Yeah.
Eric, what would you like to see?
Oh man, since we're so close to Bill and Ted and New Mutants, I'm just going to take them out of the conversation. Man, I feel like there's going to be something much more interesting I'm going to think of later to say, because I don't want to just be so, like, basic. But I'm going to say Eternals because I'm not excited about Eternals. Like, as a longtime Marvel fan, there's nothing about that, like, title that's, like, inherently that interesting to me. But that's why I kind of want to be like, what do they do with this? Like, I could see Guardians of the Galaxy as a movie before I saw the movie more than this one. It's like, how are you gonna make this, like, pop? Especially after Inhumans, obviously, in a very different way. Could not on TV, so I'll say Eternals, even though I know there's something else out there that I should think of.
Joe Starr?
My initial hello answer was Avatar 4, but I'm real horned up to see the Green Knight.
Yeah.
Coming out the flashiest and answer, and the answer should probably be Shang-Chi or something like that. But man, I really want to see the Green Knight, and I'm still real mad that I haven't.
Look, man, I have remained always WAP for both WW84 and Black Widow, BW19, whatever. Like those are I want to see those movies, and if there was a way that I could see those where I was vacuum sealed, much like a fruit by the foot, I would be super dope to go do that. If you could just turn me into a living version of child charcuterie, just do that for me. So that would be, I think, just an Activia of sealed. I would want to go see that Dubs 84, and I want to go see that Black Wids. Those are the things that I am WAP for. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But so I can do that thing where I do a segue. Everyone in one word, what you WAP for?
Quality cinema.
Quality cinema. Eric.
Eagerly awaiting the New Mutants.
Joe.
Patrick Swayze.
Always and always. And for me, I will always be WAP for air conditioning. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on another beautiful Monday, and we will see you all tomorrow on Tuesday. Don't forget, we have the Honest Trailer coming up tomorrow.
Oh no, I started waving early.
Oh no.
I do it all the time. Just do it.
In our house, there's no air in our...